One Thursday morning, Fred the giraffe realizes he has to go to Lake Buena Vista in Florida. However, he realizes no one will be taking care of his rice garden, so he goes to enlist the help of the Anansi family. As he makes his way over to the family's tree, Fred can see Anansi and Anansi's wife, Marie, arguing over who was supposed to go grocery shopping. Marie continues to insist that she is right and that Anansi was supposed to go to the grocery store, while Anansi is refusing to accept the responsibility and instead blames Marie for not getting the groceries. Fred approaches Anansi and tells him that he would like his help in watching his rice garden. Out of compassion, Anansi agrees, and Fred the giraffe happily makes his way to the ferry. Anansi quickly gathers up his family and tells them each that they have to water Fred's rice garden while he is gone. Jean-Marc, his firstborn, is quick to accept the task, even though he has just gotten back from a long day of spiderweb training. Jean-Marc is eager to help out his dad. His two twin daughters, Charlotte and Sandra, are not paying attention. Charlotte has her head in a book, and Sandra is near a pile of leaves, trying to light them on fire with her rebellious friend, Olivia, the sloth. Then Anansi yells at Sandra to come over, and after 5 screams, Sandra finally stomps on over. The family is now assembled, and they march over to Fred's garden. Upon arrival, the Anansi family splits up to go and gather supplies. When they all come back to the entrance of the garden, Anansi finds Charlotte crying and yelling about the paper cut that she got on her leg. "Daddy, this isn't fair. I do all my homework, all my chores, everything. This isn't fair at all," screams Charlotte, as Anansi tries to calm Charlotte down and tell her that she is complaining over nothing. Sandra and her rebellious friend, Olivia, are at it again, trying to light the rice garden on fire. They end up doing so, and Olivia crawls off. Anansi has to rush over to save the garden. Anansi starts pouring buckets and buckets of water on the fire, and after 10 minutes the fire finally goes off. This is the last straw. Anansi starts to yell at all of his family members out of anger. He yells about Marie, Charlotte, Sandra, and the mess Sandra and Olivia made. Anansi's rage is interrupted by Marie, pointing at something behind Anansi. He turns to find it is Jean-Marc, who looks very dirty, does not smell very good. Jean-Marc asks his father, "Where have you guys been?" Anansi replies, "What do you mean? Where have you been?" His son replies, "What do you mean?" "I was at Fred's farm, watering the garden like you said." "What are you guys doing at Olivia's farm?" Shocked, Anansi looks up at the sign, only to realize that Jean-Marc was right, and that they all were at Olivia's rice farm. Anansi asks his son why did he not come to get them. His son then explains that he thought that the rest of the family would join him after they dealt with the screaming spider and the fire at Olivia's farm. The family heads on over to Fred's garden, and the rice is flourishing, as rice does. Anansi pats his son on the head and says, "Job well done." And just as he does that, Fred returns from his excursion to Florida, only to see that his rice is perfectly taken care of just as he had asked. "Well, Anansi, it looks like no shenanigans this time," says Fred. Anansi looks at his family and smiles. "You don't even know the half of it."
For all of us here at News Center 4, I'm Ron Burgundy. You stay classy, San Diego.